Hey guys, this is Anthony Morganti from AnthonyMorganti.com, and this is episode 43 of Photo Critiques. And in Photo Critiques, people send me in some of their best images, and I critique each shot with suggestions on how they can improve it. And today, I'm pleased to critique the work of Jason Mays. Jason tells me he's only been into photography for 10 months, and he takes some really nice shots. It's going to be a short critique. I think he only sent me in 4 images. But we'll start right away with this first one. It's kind of a neat perspective, and this kind of like I call these story photos. They evoke a memory or story in your mind. So we have this stick with the kind of the hanky with someone's belongings in it, and they're maybe not a hobo, but maybe they ran away from home and they're gonna ride the rails, to get to their future. They're riding somewhere to their future. So it's kind of a cool little story photo. The shot itself, we have some nice converging, receding lines, very nice. The focus is very good. The color and everything's really well done. What I always try to, if I could get everyone to understand my philosophy on photography, and is we all really have to pay attention to the detail, and it takes a second to do it, but it's easy not to do it. And in this shot, we're telling a story, maybe a hobo, maybe a little, a kid ran away from home, something. And we got this, this kind of classic idea of all the belongings with a hanky on a stick. Well, stick still has its UPC code over here, like we just bought it over at Walmart. So that kind of spoils it a little bit. Also, the stick, it's a dowel, and it's brand new. I think it would have been a better shot if we just had like a hickory stick or something that you found laying on the side of the train tracks. I think it would have been a stronger image. So pay attention to detail, even the smallest detail like a UPC code on the stick. The other thing is just a suggestion. There's nothing wrong with the actual mechanics of this shot. We're focused on this. Another way you could shoot this shot is you could have this further down here, and you could have something more in the foreground, probably a little more interesting than this piece of wood, but something in the foreground. Focus on that. Have this blurry, so it's a secondary thing. We don't see it right away. See, as soon as we look at the shot, we're seeing this right away, and we know what it is. Another way to go about the shot, though, is we have something here and we're looking through, and then we see that, and then that's another idea, like, oh yeah, somebody ran away from home or something. You know what I mean? Whatever it evokes in our mind, but it doesn't come to us right away. We discover it as we look through the photo. So it's just a suggestion. This shot is perfect. It's the classic shot of the engine and the train going down towards you, down the track. Very nice angle. We got the diagonal line of the track working and the train receding away into the distance. The sky is very nice. The color is nicely saturated. Very nice job. This shot too, like it very much. Kind of a classic pasture. A couple cows. Very nicely done. The trees, one on each side, make it nicely balanced. It doesn't matter much that we're cut off because it's just a pastoral shot, and it's very nicely done. This shot too, I like the color and the sky are excellent. This is one that I would suggest work the scene. We got these kind of ugly power lines in the background, and I'm always trying to say you want to exploit what is good in the shot or in the scene. So if there's something good in the scene, think of a way you could exploit it in your photograph. The things that are bad in the scene is you want to minimize. Now we have this nice shot of the car and the graffiti, and I mentioned that graffiti's very interesting subject to photograph, and people like to buy it if you're going to sell prints. I'm not really sure why. But so we got this nice interesting graffiti. We want to exploit that, but we have this power lines here which aren't very, pleasing to the eye. So we want to minimize that. So maybe you could have got down here and shot at the graffiti up like this, up, you probably would have cut out most of these power lines, if not all of them. And if you did have a tiny bit of power line left, like over here, you could clone that out. So that's my suggestion. The other thing, we got this one car, it's a little cut off on this edge. We kind of would rather have it a little more to the left, so we got the whole car in the shot. But goes back to what I often say is work the scene. Do what you got to do. Don't just take one shot. Now, if this train was moving, which I'm not sure if it was, obviously you get one shot at least at this car. But if it was sitting there, then you could really work the scene and move all around and hopefully not get too close that you're trespassing and going to get arrested. So, work the scene. Try to minimize the things in the scene that aren't pleasing to our eyes and maximize that in the scene and exploit that in the scene, which we really want to show off. So that's it. I'd really like to thank Jason for sending me in some of his images. Really, really nice stuff. Only been photographer for 10 months. That's amazing. Obviously, Jason has a great future in photography ahead of him, and I wish him all the luck in the world. And I'd like to thank everyone for watching all my videos on YouTube and visiting my website, anthonymorganti.com. I really do appreciate that. And if you haven't already, if you could, go to YouTube and subscribe to my channel on YouTube. I'd really appreciate that. And that's it for now. I'll be talking to you guys soon.